Alrighty. Howdy neighbors and welcome back to First Snow. Last time we decided, by the way I mean Caprice, decided to go on an outing with Eileen's car. Her car broke down. We got a call from our dad and we're like, we love this call, and then we hung up and we got really homesick. So now we're on a walk with Eileen while Caprice and her friend, the blonde one, just saw it. Millie are trying to fix the car. Anyway, let's continue.
Huh?
You're homesick, huh? Sometimes. Going out for the first time is a big deal. You don't need to beat yourself up over feeling stressed.
Thank you.
Thanks. I thought I'd be doing okay, but I heard my dad's voice again. It reminded you of what you're away from. He gave a simple nod. He doesn't seem to be speaking in an overly soft or caring tone, but she's listening carefully. I appreciate it, really. He doesn't come off as patronizing. I can't imagine living alone. I have no idea how you do it. He gives an absent-minded shrug. I'm not really fussed over that sort of thing. Besides, Wallace drops by sometimes, and you're welcome as well. It's good that you have a roommate to get along with, though. That'd help. I get a feeling Eileen's circling around what she actually wants to say. As she looks to me, I think she realizes that the game is up. Two of us stopping as she turns in front of me.
Allison.
We're all freshmen here. You, me, Caprice. We're all away from our families and trying to find our niche. If you want to talk or vent, we're around. Wallace told me you talked. And you said... Oh my god. I read big oof. So you have that big oof as well. That's it, I guess. I might have thought I didn't want to worry her, but her reassurances are more comforting than I'd guess they'd be. If I managed to gather myself, I can't help but smile. I know it's a bit selfish, but it's sort of nice to have someone worried over me. To my surprise, she brings her hand to my head and starts ruffling my hair. It's hard to read her expression as she does so. But I don't feel put off at all. Quite the opposite. She pauses for a moment, face stuck. Sorry, if you don't. It's fine. I only just managed to sputter the words out. My dumb smile better at getting the message across. Taking the cue, she starts petting my head once more. I forgot how much I miss simple physical interaction. As awkward as she might be about it. A hug might have been a bit more normal, but somehow it's hard to imagine Eileen doing that. It's not a secret that I'm not great at this kind of thing. Just keep what I said in mind, alright? I will. Everyone's here to help me. I'll remember that. Moving her hand, Eileen and I start heading back toward the car side by side. It's easy for someone who's outgoing to comfort another, but it feels somehow more sincere from a loner like Eileen. That feels like it's rude. She's making an extra effort for my sake. Somehow I feel a little warmer than I did before as we walk back. Maybe the weather's improved, but I doubt that's it. I guess you've had experience living alone, haven't you?
Huh?
Me? I just moved out for college, same as you. So it's just the same situation, yet Eileen has everything so together that she can offer me help like this. Moreover, she's known this entire time. I just sigh in defeat. College has really driven home how everyone's different. Sure has. The reason for the dreariness in her voice becomes apparent as I follow her gaze. Caprice happily bouncing out of the car and shutting the door as we stroll up. Everyone sure is different.
Hey!
Hey guys! How you doing? The impromptu mechanic appears, finished as well, riding herself and closing the hood after poking around inside. She absentmindedly wipes the sweat off her forehead, leaving some grease on her face before realizing her error. Oops. Well, it's fixed for now. Looks like a fuse went, nothing major. Done what I can out here, but needs a proper fix back at the shop. Let's get you going, though. Eileen's impressed look is shared by me. Being so handy is a good trait to have, and she did come all the way here just to help us. I'm impressed. Fixed cars before. I was about to recommend taking it to my dad's auto shop, actually.
Sure.
Your dad's shop is as good as any other. We'll sort something out this afternoon. This is where I'd shake your hand to say thanks, but, you know. Lily gives a self-deprecating smile in response. Caprice passes her a handkerchief from her pocket, which Millie quickly uses to wipe her hands best she can. Hey, since you're already here, I'll let you get on with your art club adventure. I have other things I need to do. Sorry.
Have fun!
With that, we give our farewells to Millie as she heads back toward her car. Her momentary churlish grin toward the deflated Caprice didn't go unnoticed. Eileen snatches her keys back from the girl's hand, wasting no time in addressing the both of us. Now, are we finally going to the aquarium?
Yeah!
She moves brightly, her smile proving infectious. Turning to me, Eileen's emerald eyes stare into my own, checking my reaction after the day's events. As rough as she might be, Eileen really does care about others.
Eileen.
Let's go, Eileen. With this, she gives us one of those few smiles she dares to give. It feels like a reward to see them, and I find myself wanting to see them more and more. You're catching feelings. Ooh, we're catching feelings. The weirdest fucking aquarium. I briefly wonder who's in the art room as I proceed along the second floor hallway. Well, less wonder and more hope. Caprice will be there. I have little doubt of that, but I'm starting to enjoy being around Eileen. Her paintings are so nice to see, and anytime I manage to make her warm to me, it feels somehow rewarding. Someone like Caprice smiles all the time, and the moment we sat beside each other in a biology lecture, my fate was sealed as she began chatting to me without prompting. Well, I don't mind it at all, finding her bubbly attitude uplifting, if a little overbearing. There is little about her that she keeps to herself. When Eileen gives praise, or even just smiles, it feels genuinely earned. I think that's the difference. Upon reaching the door and opening it, the otherwise empty room is filled with the greetings of a certain loud girl, sitting at a table with a sketchbook in front of her. She takes a brief break from her work.
Hi!
Good afternoon, Allison.
Hey.
Hey, you look cheerful as usual. I'm super ready for today's art club meeting. She pumps her fist as I walk in, putting a sincere, if worried smile. I feel a little bad for my first reaction upon entering being disappointment, given her earnestness of friendship with me. Shrugging it off, I pile my books onto the other table, and take a couple of pencils from the side table, which Caprice has commandeered. Glance at the sketchbook Caprice has been sketching in makes me stop in my tracks. I have to look up at her and back down again, just to confirm that this was done by the same person. Her casual doodles were cute, but she has a real talent for this stuff, now that I see more of her serious work. I never really questioned how much Caprice has practiced her own art, now that I think about it. I'm a little chastened for underestimating how much effort she puts into this hobby. Motivated to try a bit harder for myself, I take a seat and open one of my sketchbooks. Flipping to a most empty page, I wonder for a moment before setting about sketching a cat. They are always a favorite subject to doodle. It was check a time as I start to get into it, trying to replicate Caprice's shading from memory. And when Caprice pipes up with another greeting that I take a break. Eileen strides to the doorway as I look up, giving a quick perfunctory wave to the both of us. She looks barely awake, but given how tired she always looks, it's hard to say if it's any worse than usual. After she exchange greetings and Caprice goes back to her sketching, Eileen's eyes falls on my notebook. Without breaking stride, she turns on a ball of her high heels to make a detour from her easel to peer at my work. Eileen's fingers loom above as she stands in front of me. Fingers press to the top of my sketchbook as she looks down. A conscious of feelings I haven't felt since middle school. As if a student shrinking before her teacher. Haven't done this in a while, have you? Well, feck off, you know?
Sorry.
We're apologizing. If you haven't, you haven't. You have the fundamentals right, at least. Which only comes with practice. Your fingertips skate back and forth on the paper, pointing out this and that. Musculature looks off. But it's a pain at the best of times for animals. Try to draw from references instead of relying on what your mind thinks something looks like. A weight feels as if it's been lifted from my shoulders. Not exactly high praise. The fact that she's willing to give me pointers feels like validation. You're like cats. I have one back home. Explains it. More of a dog person myself, really. Ever had one? Would have been nice, but my parents weren't interested in the idea. It's like you and your parents don't get along very well.
No.
We don't. That thing has nothing to do with it. They wanted me to go into one of their approved careers, and I didn't. Oh, I thought it was something more complicated. Sometimes things really are as simple as they seem. I'm sure things will work out eventually. That's nice. I open my mouth to respond, but the tone behind her words makes it clear that she considers the discussion over. The air goes cold between us, leaving me at a loss for words as my shoulders slump in defeat. All I meant to do was cheer her up. As she steps over to another table and pulls off her coat, Caprice gleefully fills the awful silence with her bubbly voice.
Allie!
Hey, have you tried doing other stuff as well?
Huh?
What do you mean? You know, other kinds of art. There's oils, watercolor, pottery, fletching. Both paint and do sketch work. So it's not like you need to keep to one thing or another. I can do some pottery. Oh, I can get some pottery stuff if you want. Eileen barely restrains herself from rolling her eyes. By harassing the poor professor into giving you some kiln time and clay.
No!
It's not harassment, it's negotiating. I think I'll be fine for now. Eileen gives one final piece of advice as she turns toward the cupboard, taking advantage of the lull from Caprice focusing on her own work. Don't worry about her. Just keep at it. Practice might not be perfect, but it'll get you close. I'm sure Eileen means well in her efforts at teaching, but it's a vast change to the way I used to draw as a kid in high school, being a little more than the occasional scribble when an idea struck. Barely having time to put the paper, clatter in front of the room draws the attention of both Caprice and I. As Eileen fiddles, both of us get up to see what's happening. What's up? Sitting at the old wooden cabinet in the front of the room, Eileen gives a couple more sharp tugs at the door with the usual gentleness before turning to Capri. What are the cabinets locked? Nah, they never lock it after class. Bounces over to Eileen and takes the handle into grip, giving it several pulls at various creative angles, just in case it's jammed. After one last try, hard enough to have her feet slipping on the floor. I'm sorry, could you say that again? I didn't quite catch what you said. As they face off, they take a look at the cabinet between them. It's a type of lock I've tried before, and not particularly high end. Then again, I've never done this with two people peering over my shoulder. As they both look at me, I realize there isn't any backing down now. Glancing out the door to make sure there isn't anyone listening in, I continue on. I could maybe try picking it.
What?
You could do that?
Seriously?
Someone sure has a knack for skills that upstanding people should not have. What I could do in response is wilt. Well, it's not exactly wrong. Even if I do like to think I only use such things when I should. We don't really have much of an option. Think you can do it? Accepting my fate, I get up and hold my hand toward them. Need a couple of paper clips. Taking it to my feet once more, Eileen and Caprice look more dubious than impressed. Well, did you get it? A little more confident than Caprice. Her face having been plastered right beside the lock out of curiosity as I worked. I take a long breath and reach out for the handle, giving it a timid tug. The relief in the room was palpable as the old door creaks open, revealing shelf upon shelf of supplies. Awesome! Caprice gives me a tight hug from behind in appreciation and excitement, leaving me to awkwardly laugh off the praise as Eileen starts taking her paints and brushes. As she rights herself and Caprice detaches herself from me, Eileen gives a couple of claps on the shoulder with her free hand. Pretty good. Where, maybe I should say why, did you pick up skills like that? I just like learning things. Taking interest in the conversation, Caprice leans back toward us. What kind of things? Other cool stuff like that? Just things. Schoolwork wasn't too hard, so instead of studying, I ended up teaching myself stuff like how to pick locks and tinker with different machines to keep myself occupied. Are you aware of how sketchy that sounds?
Oh!
It's not about doing bad things, they're like puzzles. The point is working them out, not getting free stuff. I'll put it that way. I guess it is pretty useless to learn. It's pretty funny to be saying right now. Caprice nudges Eileen. He just raised an eyebrow. She makes a decent point. Hoping that no staff is around to notice what just happened, I throw the twisted paper clips into the bin. We're heading to my table as Caprice takes hers and Eileen sits herself at her easel. Without further ado, we each set to work. It's a nice atmosphere. The three of us working away at our own little projects. I'm not sure sketching cats in a notebook really counts as much of a project, but having friends around makes it somehow more meaningful. With winter setting in, I find myself settled in for the evening on the couch, watching a movie on the television. A blanket draped over me to try and keep warm. Rose still isn't back from work, with the garbage taken out and washing up done. Probably won't hurt to take things easy for the rest of the evening. A loud ping comes from beside me, my hand automatically reaching for the phone sitting on the couch in response. Probably Rose saying she'll be late, dooming me to microwave noodles for dinner again. What? What is this photo? Or perhaps not. I don't recognize the number or user avatar at all. What if I consider saying no? But that would be mean. I could barely make out their picture. Beyond what I think is yellow hair. I don't even know any blondes besides Eileen and Millie. The latter is unlikely to be messaging me. Eileen? Balls, help me set this thing up. What's with your profile pic? I took a photo while I was setting up. Find any nice apps yet? I haven't really tried looking. I don't really get it. I can't help but giggle a little. Maybe she's making an effort, and she's made it clear she wasn't interested before. I'll help you with it tomorrow. That would be good, thanks. If I type slowly, this keyboard is weird. Practice makes perfect. About that. I want to say sorry about the parents thing. I was too touchy. It's okay. It wasn't really my business. Can we not have one sentence messages? Can we fully, like, message everything we need? Life doesn't always have a happy ending. Things don't work out, and that's that. You still have to try. Oh, you still have to try, though. People are good. You just need to have faith. At least that's what I think. I don't get you at all. The way she just nope. I think it goes both ways. I see. Really taken unawares. I leap off the couch and spin around, barely keeping a hold of the phone in my hand.
Oh!
When did you get in? Just now. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. I let out a long breath, steadying myself as my heart slowly returns to its normal pace. Rose just grins curlishly as she walks off to hang up her coat. Roommate's back. Get you tomorrow. See, you don't need to hang up a text. With that, I tap the slide button to lock my phone once more, putting it on the counter beside me. You look happy. I love your tattoo. I think I said it before, but it's so good. I like it was grimace, my face becoming flushed from embarrassment at her bullying. Thanks to my cheeks mildly hurting. I can tell she isn't wrong. I mean it. Does me good to see you managing to get yourself a social circle and all. You were worried? Can you blame me? No guys around, no friends, always being so nervous. You changed a lot. Guess Eileen was right. Everyone really is there for me. Rose isn't wrong either. I do have friends now. The art club's starting to become a welcome little slice of familiarity in the campus. Caprice, Wallace, Eileen. Everyone's really nice to me. And it's Eileen I can't stop thinking about. Behind that cold exterior of hers, there's a genuinely kind person. What's with that face? Nothing. Gonna come eat. Or play with your phone all day. Xmas. With the sun beginning to set, Eileen and I say goodbye to Caprice before heading out into the hallway. Calming Caprice down after she gets a bright idea feels like trying to stifle a shaken soda can after opening it. She might still be brimming with energy, but the two of us leave the art club's room utterly deflated. We should have just joined the normal art club. No, the one which isn't led by a maniac. I already read that. I wish I could get the two of them to see eye to eye more often. Caprice did say she's doing all of this for Eileen's sake as much as her own. And she's too straightforward about lying about that. It's difficult to push back on Eileen, though, given how prideful a person she is. I seem to attract strong-willed friends. She is a lot. She means well, though. Maybe it's not so bad if you're around to keep her occupied. For what it's worth, I was actually thinking this might be a fun little adventure. I want to thank you for making all of this work out. She makes an exquisitely awkward face, caught between my thanking her and the idea of having to share her room with us. And anyone else Caprice manages to rope in from now on. I just smile as we start down the quiet hallway, Eileen taking a look out the window. Her gaze lingers for just a little longer than usual, the snow once again having started falling outside. I can't blame her, given how pretty it looks. Damn, gonna be shoveling snow again, what a pain. She really isn't the sentimental type.
Huh?
Did I say something wrong? I was just thinking. You don't seem to have a very romantic view of the world, being an artist. Is there much good about winter? Being back with family, all the pretty snow around, people's cute jackets and coats, holidays. And I'm trailing off, Eileen hardly looking swayed as I count my favorite things about the season on my fingers. Holidays are the problem. Everywhere's starting to close up or shut down for the new year already. I want to keep practicing instead of loafing around. But the life drawing classes are over, and all the student modeling offers have dried up. I have seen notices for those on the notice board around campus, with students and others making a little cash on the side by modeling for artists. Those same notice boards have become much more bare over the last month. I feel sorry for her, even she takes her painting so seriously. I was so caught up in wanting to get back with my family that I didn't think about how it'd be for her, especially when she doesn't get along with hers. As we walk along the hallway, I realize this might present an opportunity, just for me to help Eileen and be a part of her painting, instead of simply watching her from afar. I'm not completely sure about this, but my obvious scheming has already caught Eileen's eye. If it'd be helpful, I mean, maybe I could do it. At this, Eileen stops and turns to me. Should I not have suggested this? You just need me to stay around and be a model, right? There's not a lot to it. It would be like live modeling, you know? I don't want to give you the wrong idea. The reminder does make me hesitate. I know there's nothing like that about it, but I'd be standing without clothes on as she alone looked at me, analyzing my whole body. Eileen herself doesn't look fussed, but she really does. She seems content to let me come to a conclusion myself as she stands about. My body language soon gives away what I'm thinking. Sorry if I made you uncomfortable. I could just work on other life studies instead. No, I mean, she did mention herself that she's done this before. It'd simply be another method of practicing painting for her. Would be at your apartment or something.
Yeah?
Yeah. She looks mildly surprised that I'm still considering this. If it was anyone else, I don't think I could do this. For Eileen, though.
Okay.
It's fine, I'll do it. The body! We sit down on our coats as we enter her apartment, the bright light giving such a different look to her usual room compared to mine. As for Eileen herself, I don't get how she isn't exhausted after a walk like that from school. with that, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. So, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully, I will see you later.